Welcome to The Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. July is upon us, okay? Just know that July is here. We are now in the second half of 2022, and that went by so super fast, like super duper quick. What is your plan? We got 6 months left of 2022. What is your plan? Did you get on the good foot back in the spring when it was starting, going into the second quarter? Remember, I was telling you guys, things tend to go down over time, you know? I said that back in April. You start to lose momentum. Somewhere around February, March is when people start losing momentum when they're going into the beginning of the second quarter, which of course starts in May. And momentum starts coming down in February and March because we're coming off the high of the holidays, and it starts kind of a downhill from there. But that's your time to get rolling again. That's your time to get moving again. You've got 6 months left and you can still do a whole lot, but you have to get up on the good foot. So I'll tell you this, if you have anything that's launching in the fall, you got to start working on it now. That's the truth. It's July. If you have anything debuting in the fall, that means anything that's coming out in September, you still have time. You've got all of July, you've got all of August, you still have 60 days. So if you're debuting a product, if you're debuting a new service, you still have 60 days to get stuff cracking if you want to launch by September 1st. Right? If you want to launch by October, you have time. Like September and October are 2 months that always have major launches. It's when everybody's kind of paying attention. Even in the media world, television, that's where new shows are debuting. That's when people are, putting out these experimental type products to see what the market is and how they're going to react. September and October are definitely times where you can launch a lot of things. And depending on how successful it is, that may be the big thing for your Black Friday, right? So start looking at stuff now. If you want to launch for September, October, you still have time. You have a solid 2 months to launch for September 1st, and you'll have a solid 3 months to launch for October 1st. Once you get past October, the Halloween time going into November, people start losing focus again because Thanksgiving is coming up, and pretty much by the time you get to Black Friday, which we all know is the Friday after Thanksgiving, by the time that happens, going into December, you start to lose people. You really do. So you want to get and hit at a really opportune time. September and October are great parts of the fall to do so. Okay? So it's time. Get on the good foot. Make sure that your September and your October, if you are going to debut anything new, if you're going to draw attention to, if you want people to get on board of a particular service that you have coming, you want to start, or if you're going to debut anything for the Christmas holiday. And when I say Christmas holiday, I don't mean December 25th. I'm talking about Black Friday. People have to think When you're thinking about selling anything that you feel like is going to be explosive during the holiday time, you have to debut it before Black Friday, or in time for Black Friday. Not in time for Christmas, in time for Black Friday. So if you have something that you want to debut during the holiday time, you need to be ready to debut it by the time Thanksgiving comes around. And I think I've said this last year and a couple of years before this. Your holiday spending is going to be in that November leading up to a week or so before Christmas. Yes, they do have last minute shoppers. Yes, people will still shop at that time, but the bulk of your shopping is going to happen Black Friday weekend. So Thanksgiving, that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, that Saturday and Sunday, and even that Monday, which is, pretty much known as Cyber Monday, that is when you need to have your sales ready to go. So if you have products, if you have services and things that you want to get crack-a-lackin', or you want to give specials to, that is the time to debut all of that stuff. But if you're trying to do some things before the holiday rush, maybe it's to test a couple of products to see how great they do, to see if you're going to offer a deeper discount, come the holiday time, or you're just launching new services or products in general and you want to kick them off in the fall, you need to start working on it now. You can't work on it in August, the last 2 weeks of August, and then debut it September 1st. You can't get to September 1st when all the kids are, back in school. Because in the South, they go back to school in August. New York is a little bit different. You guys know I'm a native New Yorker, but, New York goes back to school after Labor Day. But most everywhere else goes back to school at the end of August. So it's a little bit different depending on the part of the country you live in, but it's very different in the South. So you need to get on the good foot now. You got 6 months to go. This is your push. This is your, I don't want to say warning, but this is like your motivational push for you to get going. All is not lost, right? You can still get going. If you have something you want to launch in the fall, September or October, you still have time to do it. You just got to dedicate yourself to it. If you're launching anything for the holidays, do not think December. Think, I need to get everything done. My paperwork, my flyers, all my specialties, whatever it is that you have to get done, whatever it is that you're offering, it needs to be ready to go in time for Thanksgiving, right? Because Black Friday weekend is when you're going to sell heavily. There will be a last minute push of people, but you don't want that to be you. Sell heavily during the Black Friday weekend. People will be like, oh my goodness, I bought this particular product, or I had this service. Oh, they'll be more likely to talk about it. They'll be more likely to spread the word about it. And then you will still get those last minute folks. You will still get those folks for the Christmas, December, like literally the month of December. You'll get sales in the month of December as well. But your sales, anything holiday related, needs to be ready and up and running by Thanksgiving weekend. That's a must, because you just miss out on such. That is when trigger sales are happening. People are just buying. People are buying. People are purchasing. Not even thinking sometimes. So you need to have all of your collateral pieces, your commercials, all of your posts ready to go. Everything needs to be ready and packaged to go by Thanksgiving. This is for the holiday rush. And also this year, you don't need to be planning for Valentine's Day in January. No. As soon as Christmas is over, December 26th, get your stuff together for Valentine's Day. Get the jump. Don't wait until January gets here. Don't wait until, I'm gonna celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'm gonna lamp and I'm not gonna do anything. Next thing you know, it's President's Weekend, and then you're scrambling. And it comes around so fast, because we all know the first week of January is a wash, because everybody's still, high from the, Christmas and New Year's and whatever craziness is going to happen. The first week of the year is always something crazy. And we get immersed into that for an entire 7 days. People don't really clear their brains until about January 7th, January 8th. And then you've completely lost time. And if you have products that need to be shipped out, we know how shipping is right now. It's hit or miss as far as like getting to places on time and all of that. So you can't possibly put out a sale for something or some sort of special announcement the second or third week of January and think that people are going to get their packages by February 14th. You know what I mean? You don't want people to get their packages on the 13th or the 12th or whatever, because people are going to be going out of town. They need to get their packages ahead of time. So you have to think ahead of time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to push the calendar up for you right now so you can tell. Okay, February 14th, 2023 falls on a Tuesday. So that means that a lot of people are going to be doing things the weekend of the 11th. So people will more than likely probably take off that Monday and even that Tuesday. They might make an extra long weekend. So you gotta think that whatever is going out to your customers, these are the people that have physical products, anything that's going out to your customers, it needs to reach them, I would say, by the 9th or the 10th of February. The 10th of February is a Friday, but I think a lot of people are going to be trying to head out that day. So you want to get everything in people's hands by the 9th. That means that they need to be putting in their orders with you by the end of January. Think January 29th. Give yourself a solid 10 days for things to go through the mail these days. Think ahead. We need to be much more proactive instead of reactive. That holiday is coming. Let's think about that. Nah. Think ahead so that you're always on top of your game. This is how you get the sales. This is how you get the jump on what's going on. Make sure your newsletters are together so you can send out newsletters. I never send out a newsletter on the day of for the first time or whatever the holiday is. I was already sending out newsletters weeks before that. You got to send out the teasers to let people know. How are they going to know if you don't tell them? It's amazing to me how people just feel like, everybody's looking at my Instagram. Everybody's not looking at your Instagram. Everybody's not seeing what's going on your Instagram. They have no idea. I just explained this to a client the other day. You may have 1,000 people following you on Instagram. Only 10% of them are seeing what you post. Only 10%. Because that's how the algorithm works. So anybody that I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything that they're saying or anything that they're doing, I make sure that I click the notification bell to force their information to the top of my news feed, or else they're going to miss stuff. I didn't make up the rules. That's just what it is. So prepare. That's the name of the game. Prepare ahead of time. We got 6 months left. Let's get it. All right, you guys, like, share, subscribe to this podcast. At me on Instagram, at Onyx Queen Media, and I will shout you out in my stories as a thank you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.